Hey guys, today's video is only going to be about Stephen King. In today's video, all I want to talk about is Stephen King's most underrated yet best books, in my opinion. I got this idea in one of my previous videos where I was talking about Stephen King books and how everyone is talking about the same 3 or 4 books by him. It's always the same thing, it's always Shining, it's always Misery, it's always Pet Sematary, probably It, and that's it. And he has written so many great books that I really want to tell you a couple of my favorites. First off, I have The Tommyknockers. This one I read when I was 17 in high school. It was a beautiful time. This is such an interesting book. This is about aliens. I don't want to spoil these books, so I will not talk so much about the plot of any of these. I will just give you a theme of what these stories are based on. So this is about aliens. The theme of this is about aliens, and it's about a town that has aliens in it. That's all you need to know. First off, of course, the back of it will say more. It's such a perfect story of life of a small town, of something that is affecting everyone there, and just the descriptions of people, of life, of the whole thing is just mesmerizing. Like his descriptions of people, of places, of experiences, like character building throughout the whole thing. So many characters, yet all of them are developed so well. Amazing Stephen King work. And also the story is just so interesting. Perfect Stephen King book. Staying with the alien vibe, Dreamcatcher. Also an alien story, yet has a little bit of a hint of pandemic vibes. You will find out what I mean if you read this. The description of alien forms is amazing. People are amazing in this. This is perfectly paced for me. I like the rhythm, the flow, the Stephen King world of words. Dreamcatcher is totally underrated. The third one is Bag of Bones. This is a ghost story, kind of an extended version of a ghost story. It also is dealing with grief, memories, experiences in life, descriptions amazing, characters amazing, plot is really good, tiny bit paranormal. This is the one that had a scene in it where I was totally terrified. It was having to deal with a ghost, and I was so terrified. It was an amazing experience, so Bag of Bones, highly recommend. Next up is The Dark Half, and this is so amazing. It is dealing with a writer who writes scary stories, and then these stories will come to life. And naturally, if Stephen King writes about authors, he is doing such an amazing job. It's just so amazing to read about that. His voice, his writing voice and style is so unparalleled. I just read it for that experience. Basically, everything he writes is amazing to read just for the experience, for the reading experience. But things are happening here. It's exciting. It is horror in my opinion, but it's a little bit different of an approach. And I just really love The Dark Half. Amazing. Please read this because this is so good. I have 4 Past Midnight. And honestly, the reason why I have this book is, I'm gonna tell you, because this is a short story collection. Basically, that's what you need to know, that this is a short story, and then those short stories are like 200 or 300 pages or something. And I have this because of the Langoliers. I think that's how you say it, the Langoliers. I have read this in Hungarian and in English as well. That was such an amazing story. It is still with me every day, even though the first time I read that story I was probably 15 or 16. In high school I was on a Stephen King reading rampage, I think. So Langoliers is amazing. It's basically an airplane goes through time, and then you are in a different universe, yet not really, and things are happening, and then people need to be saved. It's so perfect, it's so weird, it's so kooky and spooky. One of my favorite stories from Stephen King of life. So Langoliers in 4 Past Midnight, even though this is the one that has Secret Window, Secret Garden, which was made into a movie with Johnny Depp, so that's amazing. And then basically all of them are so good. But Langoliers, my favorite story from Stephen King, honestly. So 4 Past Midnight. Then we are going into the not exactly horror, but kind of spooky and weird stories. Next up is Gerald's Game, and for the longest time this was my favorite Stephen King book. I don't exactly know why, but I just thought it was so amazing and so well done. And as you can probably tell by the handcuff on the front, this is about a woman who is handcuffed to a bed and is stranded there. So she's left there alone. I don't want to spoil it, but she's kind of left there alone. And of course she has to be freed somehow. And then freaky things are happening and memories come back. And the memories are freaky and kind of triggering abuse. So yeah, kind of hard and dark subjects. Amazing, so well done, so amazing. You're in her head the whole time. So good. This is suspense. It's not exactly horrific, but oh my, so well done. Gerald's Game, one of my all-time favorites from Stephen King. Then I have one last one, and that is Different Seasons. And Different Seasons I put last because, as it says, it's different from his other books, because these are a tiny bit more fiction and modern literary novels than the rest of the stories. These are not exactly horror stories, but so amazing. Like his writing really just comes to life in these stories. All of them are amazing. This is the one that has Shawshank Redemption in it, which is called Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. But I think my favorite is The Breeding Method. So freaky people telling freaky stories. Amazing. So Different Seasons for Stephen King. If you love Stephen King's writing, yet you're sick of all of the horror, this is weird yet kind of digestible enough for, I think I would say for most people, yet the writing is just beautiful in all of these stories. Like, these are people's stories, not so much horror stories. Perfect Stephen King read. These were my picks for Stephen King's best and greatest work, in my opinion. These are the ones that are highly underrated, like shamefully underrated in my opinion. And it is not to say that I don't love, let's say, It. I love It. It is one of my favorite Stephen King books of time. Honestly, I just love that story so much. And the first one I've read was The Shining. I love it. It was my first experience with Stephen King. I love it. But I'm just so sick of hearing the same 3 or 4 books by him when these are so amazing. I mean, I have 7 books here, and I could go on for many more. I mean, The Dead Zone is amazing. Christine is amazing. The Killer Car, amazing. Insomnia, which is kind of a little bit of a tie-in with the Dark Tower series. The Dark Tower series are amazing. So many of his books are really great. I am just really sick of everyone loving Misery and The Shining, and that's it. Please read more. Please read these, because these are amazing. So these are my recommendations from Stephen King. I hope you find this interesting. And then until the next time, you guys, please read some more Stephen King. Yay! Bye.